Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather. Welcome back. I have so many great wallets today. Let's have a little preview of what's coming up in the video. We're going to start off with some Cobalt Blue Dublin on our Fat Herbie and a Cobalt Blue Dublin Giant of the Fox. I have a Frank the Enforcer in Natural Shell Cordovan, a Frank the Enforcer in color number 8 Chrome XL, a Giant of the Fox in Natural Shell Cordovan, a Tony the Ant in Natural Shell Cordovan, a Giant of the Fox in color number 8 all reverse shell Cordovan, a Giant of the Fox in color number 8 Chrome XL, a Giant of the Fox in the new 100% English Tan Dublin, I have a Bugs Moran in English Tan Dublin, a Tony the Ant in Black Dublin, a Giant of the Fox in Black Marbled Shell Cordovan, and a Giant of the Fox in Tumbled Natural Shell Cordovan. And I do have a bunch of flash sale items that I put up on the website earlier today. I think a lot of them have already sold, but there is one item in there that's a brand new piece of shell that I've never seen before, so I'm excited to show you that one. Let's start off here first with the new-ish Cobalt Blue Dublin. This is one of the more recent color additions that we've added to our offering, and now we have it on all of our wallets. So this is a Cobalt Blue Dublin Fat Herbie. And what I like about the Cobalt Blue Dublin is we get that really incredible and natural grain character, but we also have the addition of this vibrant blue color. And sometimes it's hard to find natural looking leathers, something that still looks like a piece of leather as opposed to a finish. It's hard to find that in different colors, and I really, really like it. On this Fat Herbie and in the Dublin leather, we get this really cool aqua blue color coming from underneath. It's sort of like the undertone of the Cobalt Blue is more of this aqua color. And the surface is a little bit more navy. It's a little bit darker. So the combination of those two colors, it's just a really nice depth of color. And on top of that, the Dublin leather itself is a veg tan leather. And veg tan leathers, they are all well known for developing patina. So what we see over time is that the color becomes a little bit darker and the luster deepens. It's almost like it starts to develop layers of luster, which I find completely fascinating. So they're really fun to wear, and I've actually been wearing a Giant of the Fox in English Tan Dublin for the last few days, about 5 days now. I'm going to do an experiment and take photos of this one every day so you can see how the Dublin wears in. I do notice that the lighter colors of any veg tan leather are a little bit more dramatic of a patina development. They get a little bit darker, obviously. And when you start off kind of dark, like on the Cobalt Blue Giant of the Fox here, it doesn't have as much drama to it. It does get a little deeper in color, but the bigger thing to observe is the change in luster over time. So we do now also have the Cobalt Blue Dublin on our Giant of the Fox, and this is a limited run. And we finally were able to make some thin pieces of horsehide for the inside of this Giant of the Fox. Before we weren't doing Cobalt Blue Dublin on the outside and inside. We're trying to move to a world here where we're matching the colors of the leather from the exterior of the wallet and on the interior. So like on my Giant of the Fox here with the English tan on the outside, now we have it English tan on the inside as well. It's tough for us to get, but we're gonna be moving everything towards that direction. So the Cobalt Blue Dublin, this is a prototype for us. So we did not put our logo on the inside right here. And there are a couple available. So if you're interested in one of these, I put them up as a discount item on the flash sale page of our website. I really wanted to show you this natural shell Cordovan Frank the Enforcer. And the natural shell, I was talking about veg tan leather, this ages very, very nicely. It will definitely get darker and a little bit more golden in color. On this card holder, we have one card slot in the back and two on the front, as you can see there, but there's also this larger card slot in the center, and this will fit folded cash. And I have another Frank the Enforcer here. This one's in color number 8 Chrome XL. So we took the color of that classic shell Cordovan, the color 8 shell, and we translated it onto the Chrome XL leather, which Horween is also quite well known for. And I noticed that the color 8 on the Chrome XL is a little bit more vibrant than compared to the shell. It's a little bit more red, but it does have that nice sort of dark brown burgundy to it. So here's another natural shell item that's going to age and develop a very nice patina. This is our Giant of the Fox in natural shell Cordovan, and this one has a mock horsehide interior. So we do make 100% shell Cordovan wallets, but we also make these thinner horsehide interior wallets, which was our original notion. Was we wanted to keep the bifold as thin and compact as possible. So we really wanted the naturally thin pieces of horsehide for this wallet. So we had that leather custom made for us to get the bulk down. But we do make it in the shell, and the shells are a little bit thicker. I kind of prefer the horsehides just because I like a thinner wallet. There's a perception these days that thicker leather means more longevity and more durability. I have not found that to be the case. So either way, the thin horsehide that we use is guaranteed forever, as is the shell interior, and we do them in both options. Check out this sweet piece of natural shell on the outside here. It's got this really interesting natural character on the back, and sort of these horizontal lines, little striations in the leather that I just find fascinating. And each piece of leather is unique. It's one of the reasons I like leather, and I like all the Horween stuff in particular, is everything is very aniline finished. So we're not using a finish that has very many solids in it, because when we use solids in the finish, it sort of covers up all the look and it starts to look a little bit more like paint. So that's why I like these aniline finished pieces of shell and all the other stuff we do. You can see right down through to the natural character of the leather itself, and I just think that's the best part. Here we have a Johnny the Fox, and check out how unique this one is. This is 100% shell Cordovan, and it's all reverse. So we have reverse color 8 on the outside, and the reverse side of the color 8 shells are more of like this lightish tan, a little bit of orange to it. The best part about the reverse is we get an opportunity to show the Horween ink stamp, which most people are often looking for. So we try to cut that into the visible spots on the wallet, like in the centerpiece here and on the back of this guy. But you can see that the color number 8 on the inside here, the reverse side is in the center there. So a lot of people get confused when I talk about black reverse or color 8 reverse. We're just using the unintended back side of the leather to showcase a little bit more of the random look. And on top of that, I really like how the reverse interiors wear in, and on the exterior of this guy. But if you have a regular shell on the outside, I often like to suggest a reverse interior, because when this rubs and wears in your pocket, I find the reverse side to be a little bit easier to fill in and polish up, to sort of get that look that you currently see here, to get that look to come back. Here's a Johnny the Fox in another recent color option. This is relatively new within the last month. The color number 8 Chrome Excel with that black horsehide interior. And I really like how these two colors pair together. And on top of that, the Chrome Excel that we've been cutting, these color 8 pieces, is probably the nicest Chrome Excel that I've seen maybe ever. It's just very bright and shiny, totally smooth, and has like a really rich, waxy and oily feel. And we're shipping out another one of these 100% English tan Dublin Johnny the Foxes. This is the wallet that I'm currently using, and I'm really enjoying it. I have a lot of cards in here. I think I have about 18 cards and maybe a dozen bills. So it has bulked it up just because of the contents inside, but I've been really liking the way that this one's wearing in already. But brand new, here's what it looks like. Really nice sort of darker tan, a little bit more of a vibrant orange tan color, and all of that incredible grain character that's the reason I like the Dublin. It's just all that natural character on the inside. We've paired it again with more English tan Dublin. This is a new option for us. It's tough for us to make any leather that's naturally thin. It's more of like a custom thing from Horween. Not a lot of people are doing it. So it's tricky for us to get, and I'm really glad that we're starting to see some of these Johnny the Foxes come through. Here's a Bugs Moran, also in that really beautiful English tan Dublin, and I really like the form factor for the Bugs Moran. I just think it's perfectly held in your hand like this, and you get a chance to feel how nicely tanned this Dublin is. But it's also a really good front pocket wallet option. This Bugs Moran and the Frank the Enforcer are the two options I often suggest for front pocket wallet type of guy. More English tan Dublin on the inside, and check out how beautiful all that natural character is on the Dublin. So speaking of Dublin, here's another Dublin wallet. This is black Dublin. This is a really sleek look on a black Dublin. I've said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it because I still find it to be true, that the black Dublin is the only black leather that I have found that it has any amount of interest in the grain character. It's very natural looking. So a lot of the times with the black leathers, like any of those brighter colored leathers like the blue, they're often quite heavily finished. But here on the Dublin, if you look closely, you can really see right down into the grain of the leather itself. So we still have an aniline finish on this black Dublin, on this nice tone of the anterior. So here's a cool one. This is a Johnny the Fox in black marble shell Cordovan, and this one has a reverse shell interior. Now this one was handpicked from a customer, so if you're interested in one of the wallets, particularly a marbled wallet or a tumbled wallet that you're about to see, I'm happy to send you photos of what we currently have and let you take your choice of what's available, because they're all unique. You're not going to find two that are the same. So this customer wanted something specifically more dramatic. So we have a lot more of these lighter tan, yellow, orangey shades, and some of the darker greens. There's almost like a little blue in this black marbled, and all the colors in between. And I think that's what he really wanted to see. I think this is a really cool Johnny the Fox, and more randomization on the inside here. This is black reverse shell Cordovan, and again, it's the reverse side of the black. So it's a little confusing because it's not black at all. The reverse side of the black shells are anything between a tan and a greenish tan. And you can see a good representation here of the range of color we tend to see on the black reverse shells, going from this lighter tan on the top left and the middle right here, all the way down to a darker, more forest green like you see in the center and on the top right card holder there. Here's the last item that we're shipping out today that I'm going to show you. This is a really interesting and new offering of shell. This is a tumbled natural shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox. And man, I love this tumbled texture. It's just so unique and special. And what's interesting about the tumbled natural is it's a little bit more open than some of the regular shells. You might be able to see it's sort of more of like a cloudy, hazy look. And it reminds me of the raw shell Cordovan. So I'm expecting this to wear in very, very nicely, get a lot darker, and very much develop a nice sheen to it. You get a really bright, shiny luster, and that's what I've seen on the raw shells, so I'm expecting the same thing to happen here. I'm looking at 5 more of these tumbled natural shell foxes that we do have currently available, and these are extra special because we have that rare color number 8 shell on the inside. It's tough to get the thin pieces of shell for the interior of this wallet. All right, here we go. Another brand new offering on shell Cordovan, and Skip Horween is a madman. He's trying so many different interesting looks on the shells right now over there at the tannery, and I know he's been doing this for a few years. This is one that he and I picked out together that I really enjoy. Now, this is a color number 8 marbled shell Cordovan, except on the marbling process here, we've applied a boxboard texture before marbling. So you get this really interesting color range and texture of the boxboard in there. And I think it's really cool. So it's like a normal marbled shell where we have that range of color from the color 8, more of a burgundy, dark brown shade. And this one ranges more down to like an orangey tan, just like the marbled shells, but we have the additional boxboard texture on there with the marbling, and I think the layers of texture here are very, very interesting. I was noticing earlier when I was taking photos of this, it was hard for me to capture just how nice this is in the photos, but this is a really, really cool look. I think this would be crazy looking, maybe in a different color, but on a shoe, because when you pull it up, and I would imagine once a shoemaker lasts the leather around the shoe last, this texture is going to pop up and look very interesting. I think that's going to be really cool on a shoe if anybody ever does that. On the inside of this one, we've paired it with something also special, and I really like this look. So we tried to make some natural reverse interior, but match the centerpiece of the reverse side of this boxboard marbled shell. We tried to match these colors on the left and then capped it off with a nice natural reverse. So this Bugs Brand was put up on the flash sale earlier today. I'm not sure if it's sold, but the stuff there has been selling very quickly. I've really wanted to show it to you before it goes away. Here's another item that's up on the flash sale. This is an irregular Frank the Enforcer. This one has one tiny mistake. We stitched it a little bit too far on the bottom right corner there. It's a cosmetic issue. It's not going to cause any performance or durability issues. But this one is up there on the flash sale page. Again, I'm not sure if any of these have sold by the time you see this. But if the odd chance it's still there, you might want to check this one out because it's really beautiful, other than that tiny pinhole, and we're offering it as a discount for an irregular. Here's another Tony the Ant in that intense blue shell Cordovan. And maybe try to bring it back to the Cobalt Blue Dublin we were talking about in the beginning. These are the only two blue shades we have. The intense blue shell is darker. It's much more navy than the Cobalt Blue Dublin, which is a little bit brighter, a little bit more of an aqua blue, but there is that same essence of color underneath this one. And it comes out more or less on different angles that you look at it. So when I look at it at more aggressive angles, I see more of the aqua blue. When I look at it more of like a standing angle, it's a little bit more navy. I know this guy has sold, but I wanted to give you a look at it before it goes out. Here's a Bugs Marin that's also up for sale at a discount because it's an irregular. There's some scuffs and scratches on the outside left of this one. Other than that, it's beautiful and perfect. These are the types of wear and tear you're going to see on the wallet anyways, but I just can't sell it at full price. I thought it'd be good to show you this as well because the natural Chrome Excel is the most popular Chrome Excel color right now, and this is a really nice piece. I like the shade of this. It's a little bit more orange than some of the natural Chrome Excel that I've seen. Here's a fun irregular. It's more of that color 8 Chrome Excel that I was raving about before, talking about how it's the nicest Chrome Excel pieces because it's super smooth and has a great feel. This one's an irregular because we monogrammed it upside down on the wrong side. But it's kind of like it could be, there's really no upside and right and downside to this. It just depends on how you look at it. So if your initials are SL, this might be a great Bugs Marin to pick up at a nice discount. And the last wallet I'm going to show you today, this is a cigar shell Cordovan Fat Herbie with a reverse interior. And this reverse interior on the cigar is really cool. There's more of these greenish brown random dye marks that I think are really cool. Just take a look at that interior. I just think it's really special. This is going to age nicely. On the back, that cigar shell Cordovan, it's a rare color. It's tough to get. So we do pick up a couple shells here and there when Horween offers it to us. And I like to put them into Herbie's because Herbie's my favorite wallet. So this one's up on the flash sale page. Hopefully it's still available if you're interested in this one. Hopefully it's still there. But thanks for checking out everything in the video today, including the Cobalt Blue Dublin, which we have this Johnny the Fox in 100% Cobalt Blue. It's a new prototype for us. So if you want to try it out, you can be one of the first to check out the 100% Cobalt Blue. It's up there on the flash sale page. Otherwise, I'll see you again next time. Thanks for checking it out.